Good morning, Yasha Allah. I guess the sun has set for a while now, but it's always good morning in the presence of our Mashiach, our high priest and Malak, and to visit with you on this day, this this evening, and to carry on with our series from the book of Anukh. It has been a tremendous experience for me coming to this book that Anukh calls the book of the how does he put it? The book for the last generation, I think, something like that. So it's a book for those in the end times, specifically to the children of Yasha Allah. And it would be of interest to those who are seriously desirous of becoming a part of the remnant that the Mashiach is making his second appearance to receive unto himself. So our opening scripture is from we'll use Jeremiah 49 and 10. Jeremiah 49:10. Jeremiah 49:10. Of course, we're going to be looking at the critical race theory that has been floating around. Well, it's more than being a thing or a proposition that is floating around. It is a critical race theory according to Esau, who has been leading the earth, the world of religion, idolatry, philosophy, and a plain abomination to a relationship with the Most High. So Esau has been a critical race theory exponent who has only led the tribes of the earth into rebellion against the Torah and the way of life as it is written and as it is made to be the correspondent to the order of life. We know Hamashiach, the scripture says that in him was life, and that life was the light of men. And so what can the theory of critical race theory then, what can the proposition of critical race theory have to offer us? Well, the first idea of recognition of this critical race theory is that it comes from Esau. And we we know of Esau. For instance, let's look at Jeremiah chapter 49. And Jeremiah 49 and verse 10 for a preview, or if you will, a a statement of purpose for the critical race theory that Esau has out there for the world to see. It's in writing and it's available for viewing. Okay, so Jeremiah 49 and 10 says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not." So, if you like to take a moment to review this verse of scripture and try to unpack it, maybe the time is too short for you to seriously do a full reality check on this verse. The Most High says, "I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places." And there is a verse, well, "and he shall not be able to hide himself." There's another verse that says that Esau has hidden himself among the people. And this verse will come to, I guess, confirm that. But the Most High is speaking about uncovering his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. And this is a key statement within the verse. His seed is spoiled. Now we gotta unpack that and find out what does it mean that his seed is spoiled, and how come it that his seed is spoiled. This is a clue that the ecclesia, the assemblies of the Most High, Yahweh, the assemblies of Yasha Allah, have not uncovered this, have not laid it bare, as Esau is now being laid bare, that his, you know, his odor can be sniffed, to sniff out, to find out where he is, where is he hiding, and then how is he hiding? You know, what is the the place, the material that is granting him a covering. All right, his seed is spoiled. You got to put a check at that right there. Put an asterisk right there. His seed is spoiled. Now, while he gives us today this matter of critical race theory, and in the critical race theory of Esau, we find, in fact, that his seed is spoiled. Now he's the one professing and promoting this critical race theory. And so I want to help the community, the entire community, Yasha Allah, and those coming in to be a part of the remnant gathering unto Hamashiach, who's on the way. We need to get a perfect or get the perfect understanding of Esau and his ways. We've been trying for a long time, and Esau has been eluding us because he hid himself. That's the clue right there. It's in the verse. He had hidden himself, and he intended to remain hidden. In fact, it is in my view that his endeavor to keep on making translation of the scriptures was a part of his determination to really hide himself, to remove such as the scriptures we are reading now. That would help assist in making his hiding place bare. All right, not to keep you prolonged in the search. When you examine the as we might call it, the nuts and bolts of the critical race theory, the first point about it is that it speaks of the enhancement of Esau's the word is getting away from me right now, but it is the race theory matter is a means of promoting Esau, making him look good with all his queens and kings. You got the Queen Elizabeth over there in England. They call the royal family, and her children. They all looking good, but how good are they? We know that they are the chiefs among the enslavers who have enslaved Yasha Allah in hard bondage, a bondage that the effects of it and the methodology whereby it was conducted, it is spelled out from many angles. And I mentioned before to you the book called Medical Apartheid. I think I have a copy of it right here still to show you, because many of our brothers and sisters on the North American continent has read the sister's work. The Medical Apartheid, that gives you, as it were, an insider view of Esau's use of the medical society to do much of his damage unto Yasha Allah. Yes, the medical society has done some extreme damage in the society. as with education in general. Esau has used it in a Jekyll and Hyde fashion to destroy so many of Yasharahla. But we want to stick to the topic, and we need some sharpshooter guns, to sniper to sniper Esau, as he has been snipering the world for so long a time. Why? Because he hid himself, and hardly a one was able to find him. There were glimpses of him from different quarters who would say, "Oh, I saw him," and I think I saw him, but he was not pinned down for viewing until here of late the Most High has revealed him in the scripture, of course, from the book of Bereshith, Genesis. And what we find is that a part of the clue to exclusiveness in Esau's view, as he has portrayed himself as being so sophisticated and so uppity and so exquisite and so all that, so that in his treatment of Yasharahla, he went, I guess I can use the word crazy. He went crazy in exclaiming himself to be so much, until the scripture says, he used some of the characteristic of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 that deals with the anti-Messiah, who was the Levite. And so the anti-Messiah, the direct principle one of the anti-Messiahship, being of the Haitian descent, the Levitical, who were the priests of the scriptures, they and Esau share a similar characteristics, which leads to the conclusion, of course, that Satan, Gadriel, is their boss. Matter of fact, he's the one who has called for this exercise that we have been dealing with, wherein they have put out a proposal to us, as they know that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So being that we are now scheduled to take the reins of rulership, they, understanding the weight of destruction they have done in the earth and unto the 12 tribes, they're looking for a way to have thoughts towards them to be softened. As a matter of fact, better than that, they want to be a part of the kingdom of Jacob, of the 12 tribes. Imagine that. After the destruction, I mean, unprecedented destruction, of course, the 12 tribes. Your boss, the one who initiated and led in the revolution, the destruction revolution towards the 12 tribes. You're coming now, in the end of the world, as the 12 tribes are coming into power, you want to be a part of that. Imagine that. And who you got leading you into it? The one who has destroyed the whole earth after falling from the Shamayim, sending out a message, yeah, that he should be included. He and his people, the destroyers of the whole earth, sending out a message like what was done with Anukh in the old days. They're sending out a message that you better save a space for us or else. Well, they're sending threats out. What they're going to do, what they intend to do. Matter of fact, with my own self, within the last 2 weeks, I was on the attack. I was under the attack of Satan and the demonic forces directly, almost every night. My rest was really challenged by the satanic and demonic forces that harassed me, causing me great stress of pain, inflicting pain upon me. Yasha Allah. If there are others of you who may have shared in the kind of experience I'm showing you or sharing with you, then you have a full understanding of my thoughts in that regard. But there were a lot of attacks in the nights, demonic attacks, inflicting pain upon me because of this proposition, this end-time proposition from the book of Anukh that we have been paying attention to and seeing to it that we do not allow the perfection of destruction to be a part of our heritage of Torah and righteousness, because the party who is begging for inclusion have no desire for righteousness and Torah, love, fellowship, and goodwill unto the Most High and unto the family of faith. So why should you be included? You got no characteristic of worth that would allow you, that would speak for you as being worthy of inclusion. You are only a destroyer. So why should you bring your destroying wind to our table for inclusion with us? I mean, again, it's only your natural way of being to be a destroyer. But you want to come and rub it on us to see if we would be willing to allow you to come with your lesbianism and homosexuality and all the garbage, all the unclean foods, unclean meats, all the uncleanness and filthiness that is in you. You want to come and bring that and deposit it in our midst and say you are our friend, you are our good buddy, because you have pigged us out and made us a house of nasty uncleanness. That's your program. That's your protocol. You want to come and hand that to us. We're tired of that. We know that's who you are and what you are about. We look at the Maccabean experience and see what you have done. So what do you have to recommend yourself? Oh, you have some guns and you have some, you have some firepower and you have some strong talk. Yeah. Yeah. When you speak, there's trembling in the camp because you speak as the mighty Esau who destroys everything, with Satan at your heels. But not this time. the one who made the heavens and the earth, is standing for us, by us, and with us. Ain't no chance for you. So, well, what they say in the song, "Straighten Up and Fly Right." You remember that song? You remember the song? Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, brother. Don't you blow your top. Straighten up and fly right. Because that's what we have done. We have given access to our lives unto the Most High, Maker of heaven and earth. So what are we going to be doing to have you invited in our midst when you had so many years? I think of our brother and elder Howling Wolf. You know, he has done, in my view, many great songs in the blues genre. And he got a song, a very touching song. How many more years? How many more years? You can go and listen to it and get the goosebumps from his rendition. How many more years? How many more years do you want, Esau? What else do you want? You drained and drank our blood like vampire. Of course, you were a part of your calling is to be vampire, and that's what you have done with us. And here now you present your critical race theory as something worthy of a citation, as something worthy, to review, look at it and to study. But we have had 400 years besides the other times from the days of Pharaoh. From that era, we have experience with you and your nastiness and filthiness. And you come now as the Most High is preparing, as our Mashiach is preparing to bring in his kingdom. You come to rub yourself with all your filthiness for inclusion. And now that you see that we understand who you are and what it is that you want to do with us, and we have vetoed your request, and because you find there's a veto for your request, oh, you getting hot and steaming. You want to show your colors again. That is what your mindset is that you should do. You want to break all the walls of protection away that would keep you out because you're not worthy to be welcomed in. You wore your welcome out. But let's talk about your critical race theory and see. When Esau broke away from the rulership of King David, we read about it, I think, in Second Samuel. Maybe I'll get it another time. But in any case, we saw where David put garrisons, in Edom and other spots where he needed to have protection from Amalek. And of course, when it came time for Solomon to take over the kingdom, Solomon was the one who let Esau run rampant, and thereby Edom broke away from being under the command of Yasha Allah and made their trek into Greece. And from Greece, they employed ships to capture the house of Judah, of Yahweh, because they had already split the kingdom up. Well, this kingdom was split up with Ephraim and the other ones in South America. And then during that time, with the house of Yahweh in the homeland, having their hard time issues with Levi, who was breaking away under the priesthood, or the that priesthood, the Maccabees. Levi was breaking away from the priesthood because he wanted to be priest king over the tribes. These brothers got this high, this high altitude mind to take the place of the Most High. And so Levi, believing that he could be a super priest, he went for it. And what else could he find but falling flat on his face? As Esau fell flat on his face, in his campaign to be greater than the Most High. And so he's reached forth again for another time to reset his compass to the tune of greatness with this critical race theory. But what is he trusting to have this greatness in his race theory? When we go in the book of Bereshith, Genesis, chapter 36, and we do the rundown on the genealogy of Esau, we see that Esau had a bastard son by a Horite mother, a Horite woman then. And the Horites were demon people. They were satanic people. And whereas Edom was already tainted with the character of rebellion. Go and read Bereshith 36. You will see that Lotan, the Horite, I think it was his daughter, that Esau, that Eliphaz slept with. If I got it wrong, it's in that range. I can find it and clear it up for you. But Lotan was the Horite, and the Horites were in the land of Esau's dwelling. What's the place called? Esau's high ground. What was it called? All right, let's go there and try to get it right away, get it quickly before we wonder too much. That's Bereshith chapter 36. Bereshith 36. That's our key chapter. Mount Seir. All right. Where Esau went to dwell is where the Horites dwelt. And the Horites were satanical, demonic people. And so they they had an intermarriage between Esau and them. And Esau's son Eliphaz, had a daughter by Lotan, the Horite. And so this is how come it that Amalek got the title of bastard. You see? And that bastard Amalek got the upper hand to have rulership over the other sons, being the bastard. But he worked his thing so well that he took an upper hand in the rulership among the dukes, and came to the point of crucifixion of the Mashiach, the set apart one of Yasha Allah, the set apart one of the Most High, who gave himself for us, Yasha Allah. And now, in the end time, as the Mashiach is calling for the sealing to set his people apart for his redemptive effort, his redemptive work. Here come the children of Esau, of Amalek, of the bastard. That's what the so-called Jews are. The bastard Amalek. Biden, the bastard. These are the ones in the rulership. And so promoting the critical race theory. What is the good thing about your race theory? That as Esau, who was once in good stead, but remove yourself from a relationship with the Most High and teamed up with the fallen one, Gadriel, and thus took your place in Mount Seir, where the Horite, the demon people, intermarried with you and brought forth children. So this is why the scriptures say that your seed is spoiled. In the book of Jeremiah, as we were reading, his seed is spoiled and he is not. His seed was spoiled in Seir when the marriage was between those of Esau and the Horites. That's when the seed was spoiled. How could you unspoil it? But this is the arrogance of Esau. In his eyes, getting to be in the family of the demons was a plus for him. So therefore he's accelerated that he was able to formulate his marital status with the Horites, demons. And that's where he takes his cue of importance from. That's how he and his people were portraying themselves among the populace of the earth as touch me not people. They were demonic, satanic. All the Queen of England and all of them, their prince and dukes, demons ruling the earth, eating up people's lives, and sustenance. Critical race theory. That's where it is anchored. And Esau's marriage into the Horites, who were satanic, demonic. That's where critical race theory is anchored. And so we give thanks for the admonition that we have received to go into the works of Anukh and learn from his knowledge and experience of those who are enemies to the Most High and to the kingdom to come, which the book of Daniel says, in the days of these kings, the kings that are today, in their days, the Most High sets up a kingdom that shall never be destroyed. We look forward to the kingdom that shall not be given to another people, but to the people for whom it was prepared by the offering of the body of Hamashiach, our high priest and Malak. We are actually studying from his book, The Revelation of Hamashiach, which Elohim, Yahweh, gave to him to show unto his servants things that will shortly come to pass. And now it has come to pass that we know who is buttressing Esau's arrogance, because he was infected with Horite blood. We're talking about purebred Aryan demon, satanic, filthy, deadly against righteousness and goodness. That's the righteousness of Esau and his kind. We are one. Separate from that life of rebellion against the Torah, against Hamashiach, our righteousness. May the Most High bless you, Yasha Allah, and those of the nations who are listening. Keep you unto the day of redemption for his name's sake in Mashiach and the seal of the Ruach. So let it be.